Hello, welcome to Wyverns Weirdos, The Journey Home. I am your Dungeon Master, Darby, and joining me as always are Zoe, playing 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧, Emily, playing Beatrice, Laura, playing Conrad, Johanna, playing 𝗔𝗏. Let's jump into it. Where we last left off, debauchery, endless debauchery. Beatrice retiring to bed with a steamy book, and 𝗖𝗦𝗧 and 𝗏 retiring to bed with a steamy guidebook and each other. Since then, though, overnight, Conrad had a dream come to him. A strange dream in which he found himself the groom at a wedding. The bride he recognized. He also recognized his brother in the crowd, whose face flickered on occasion between his own face and that of Strahd von Zarovix. This brother of Conrad's rose up and started killing guests before approaching the bride and groom and killing them. And then Conrad woke up. Conrad, you wake up in a cold sweat, and I need you to roll me a charisma saving throw, please.
Oh, yikes. I will also say for flavor's sake, he wakes up and while whatever's happening takes a grip on his mind. Last time he woke up gasping, he still does that, but he has tears running down his face. And in kind of that mire, he reaches for the bedside table and digs out that ring and throws it across the room. But I will roll my saving throw. That is a 16.
16. That is a failure, unfortunately. Can you roll me a d6?
Okie dokie. A 5.
A 5. So you forget, you have no recollections of your time in Sharn. So that is the dinosaur races, that is Velvets. You remember Eberron broadly, but all you remember is your time in the Mournlands and the tomb.
Wow, that's incredible. Everyone else has had a very sexy night, and Crone's forgotten the one time he got to actually bone down with someone. Again, an actual pleasant evening day he had with dinosaur racing, all that. Cool, great. So he just throws that ring across the room and then just gathers the blankets to himself. He sleeps naked, obviously. And then draws his knees up to his chest and just again, still just gasping to himself, but just tears running down his face as he sort of doesn't know why. He was rattled by that dream. That was horrible. That's apart from being killed again at the throat, like he was before, but different. The dream, the place, that was what he was running away from. One of the things, anyway. But then he just feels an emptiness, different from the emptiness he's felt for so long, and he just sobs.
Okay. Meanwhile, how is everyone else's morning faring as you wake up? Beatrice,
I feel bad.
yeah. Beatrice, is this morning different than any other?
No. She's up early as usual, and she's probably already gone out for a wander. She would have been up at like sunrise and gone for a wander through the market before coming back.
Paul and Sevia, how are you two this morning?
Yeah, it's a pretty different morning from the regular.
But yeah, no, bit of a different morning. Well, I guess in certain ways it's not, because they've been sleeping in the same bed for a while. So in that regard, they probably wake up and they're like, another pleasant evening passed innocently, and then they are probably both naked, and they're probably like,
Oh, right. And the memories come back. Yeah.
Unlike certain other people in this body, their memories do come back, yes.
Oof.
Oofed.
I think Paul will probably like check in on Savia and just be like, was that good? And then probably like offer to like get her breakfast.
Oh, you know, we can both go to breakfast. It's okay.
Are you sure? I mean, I wouldn't mind to pamper you a little.
Oh, Sevia just blushes. And so no, you.
I'll be a bit impractical. I don't know how we can both do that.
Well, if we both go down to breakfast, but then we buy each other breakfast, and then we give each other the breakfast we just purchased for each other, then technically that would work.
Yeah, sure. If you want to do that, absolutely.
Well, I don't want to be very far from you right now.
He like ducks his head down and blushes like they tend to, and it's just like, all right then, let's get ready. Here's your shirt.
Oh, good. I lost track of that one. Here, I don't know where anything is, if I'm being entirely honest. My brain is completely blanked on most things exterior to, yes. Let's get dressed.
Yes.
And then she just starts scurrying around the room. Just attempting to find clothes.
Paul will kind of like touch her arm and give her guidance as well.
That's so cute. She goes, oh, Paul.
Oh, did I do a spell? Oh, yes, I've been studying that one.
Oh, darling. And she gives them a kiss.
They give her a kiss, and then they get ready for the morning.
And then they get ready. And then they probably go downstairs and buy each other breakfast.
So, when you get down, Beatrice...
Well, they got down last night.
Well, yes. When you end up downstairs, Beatrice would have already organised for breakfast for everybody, but was like, had the staff wait until, everyone came down. So the second that the two of you appear at the bottom of the stairs, she sort of makes a gesture and waves over the staff with your breakfast.
Oh, the plan.
But you might be hungry.
Why?
It was a big day yesterday, that's all.
Yes, a big day. Many things occurred. Kaliana,
Yes. Fall just like next to like, I'm watching you, Beatrice, no.
could Beatrice make a perception roll for me?
Is it more a perception or an insight?
Perception.
Oh, I know what this is for.
23.
Sevia doesn't wear that high a collar anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't think anybody got you at the throat in combat yesterday, Sevia.
What? What do...
Bruising. Neck.
Her eyes go so wide, and she makes direct eye contact with Fall and then attempts to pull the collar she does have up as high as it can go. And she says, I don't know what you mean.
Sorry about that.
Beatrice pulls a spare scarf out of her bag and just sort of like plops it on the table.
Fall was also undoing their like sash that they have around their waist, and it's like, oh, okay.
Aww. Well, I don't know why I would need that, because there's nothing on my neck. But thank you, Beatrice, that's very sweet of you. And she puts it on, because she is now very worried about when Conrad comes down the stairs.
I
And then-
would imagine it's probably not long before Conrad does so.
Longer than perhaps normal, though he does sleep
Okay.
in for quite some time. But yeah, if people are just milling around at breakfast for a while, he would come down. Well, let's say that the time he is, yes, not that long. But yeah, he's just looking very like just quiet and subdued. Yeah, just wearing the big loose white shirt and the little tight pants that he always wears. This kind of just like trudges down the stairs. He kind of like looks like he was like stepping towards the door to just go out, just to wander anywhere, but then he just looks over and is like, oh, that's what I should be doing, yes. And then just goes and steps over to sit next to them. Probably doesn't immediately comment on Fall there because he can't see anything. He's got a high collar out, it's fine. But he just sits down and just stares blankly at the table for a few moments. If people don't say anything, then he'll just look up and be like, any news on the developments we're waiting on?
Good morning. None that I've heard.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, no, Beatrice just got us all breakfast.
Conrad looks over what you guys are eating, and Beatrice very like a bland sweeping kind of glance, like, good.
Here is coffee.
And Conrad like reaches over and probably pours himself something, but just kind of just holds it and just looks down at the mug.
Did you sleep all right, Conrad?
He grips the mug like a lot more tightly, just kind of like furrows his brow a bit as he looks down at the mug, and then just kind of just does like a shrug, and continues to look down. Well, that is a matter of question. Did you sleep all right? He looks up blithely at both Sevia and then looks over at Fall and at Beatrice.
Beatrice smirks.
It looks a little bit like
we slept fine.
Great sleep. So much sleeping. Nothing but sleep. Stevia says as she adjusts her scarf.
Did I miss something?
I mean, you could
Did I
roll
get
me
up
an
really
insight
late?
check, Conrad.
Yeah. It's only a 12.
12. I mean, Sevia, roll me a deception check.
I think Conrad's gonna win this one, gang.
Uh-oh.
That's a 7.
Yeah, they definitely got... Something definitely happened more than
Something
sleeping.
happened. Did you have a dream? What was in dream?
No, dream.
Oh, of course. No dream. Yes.
No,
What happened then? Was there an attack?
No.
Sevia's hands are just completely over the scarf, trying to hide her neck entirely.
The people, because you're a bit further away from our room, the people like right next to our room, like they kept coming in and out all night, and it was really disruptive. That's what happened. Yes.
Oh, that is
Yeah, but say-
annoying.
Between that and Sevia at the scarf and the already success, Paul, roll me a deception check. Conrad, roll me an insight at advantage.
Okie dokie. He's also going to look over at Beatrice. That's an 18 for
Low.
Conrad.
I got an 18.
Oh, did you say perception, Darby?
Insight.
Insight, yeah, 18. Yeah.
18.
18.
Beatrice is just sitting there.
Were you
Seems-
involved in this,
Yeah.
Beatrice? What
Oh, no.
happened?
She's looking a little like. She's looking smug, basically.
I don't know how you imagine to do that with your face, considering the beak, but what does that mean? Have difficulty passing what your face is meaning right now.
I don't know. They were just. Everybody was like down this morning. I was up early, unlike everyone else.
I sleep in. The problem with that?
No.
Good. He kind of like just like tips back in his chair a bit and just looks over at Paul and Stevie like, huh.
Beatrice is just getting into other people's business.
Other people.
Don't mind her.
I see.
Did you have any plans for the day? Did you want to do anything before we headed off?
He was like tilting back in his chair a bit and then just kind of like rocks back on them and just like his expression changes from suspicion to just blanks over a bit. It's like, not particularly. What was our plans again? We were to be traveling soon, yes?
I believe we're going to Port Denali with Galiana. Apparently, if you go to the Cobalt Soul, they have a quick way of getting us there.
Okay, well, nothing that matters for me, I suppose. I don't really need any supplies. Not much that can prepare you for anything these days. So, not particularly. Was there any places or stores that any of you were intending to attend to? I don't know the word in common.
No, I believe Fallen Beatrice went on a little run yesterday, so the rest of us should be good. I believe I have to send a sending to Mordenkainen and letting him know what's going on, but apart from that...
Yes, he must be gleaning a lot of information from that place he is residing at currently. The library.
Well, yes, either a lot of information or he's just gotten lost amongst all the stacks. I've done that.
This is true. I have seen this. He looks over suspiciously at Savior and Fall again, because kind of like, can't quite put my finger on it. He just like folds his arms and just like leans back on his chair a bit again. I see. Well, I will get my things once we have all finished with breakfast then, if there is no other business to attend to.
Yes, that sounds like a plan. Sounds good.
Yes, let's see you soon. Says,
Okay. And he rocks back to his feet and then stands with that momentum and kind of just kicks the chair out of the way a little bit and just leaves the untouched mug of coffee and goes back out to his room to get his things.
Okay.
Something happened last night.
that was a weird interaction.
He's not
Yes,
normally.
I think so.
Yes.
If he wants to talk about it, he'll talk about it.
Oh, Beatrice, he historically absolutely will not.
Precisely. He doesn't want to talk, he doesn't want to talk. At least not to the group.
Well,
Beatrice just sort of pointedly looks at Sevia.
what?
You two are very buddy-buddy.
Well, he.
It's very odd, actually.
Well, he's my friend. Do you help friends?
Savia's very caring about people.
Thank you, darling. Besides, not all of us know what we're doing, Beatrice. Or at least can make it look like we do.
I mean, no one knows what they're doing. That's just life.
Well, no, but he. I don't know. Wait, are you, And she puts her elbows on the table and she points at Beatrice a little bit. And she goes, is this that thing I read about in a book one time called reverse psychology? Where you think that Conrad does want to talk about it, but he doesn't want to talk about it, but he won't talk about it. So you make it seem like he shouldn't talk about it, but then you tell me, and then I go talk about it. Is this a mind game? Are you playing with me, Beatrice? Tell me the truth.
Beatrice just sort of rocks on her chair.
Oh, you're really good at that poker face thing I learnt about.
That's enough. That's enough teasing us, Beatrice. Are you? You better not be playing mind games with Savia or myself. Be honest here.
Oh.
Forces both little hands on her hips.
Beatrice continues to rock on her chair. Like, reaches over, grabs like a cup of coffee, takes a giant swig, stands up and says, I'm going to get ready to go, and disappears upstairs.
You know, we've been with her for at least a month and a half at this point. I have never and will ever understand a single word out of that woman's mouth.
Same. I mean, she can be so straightforward and sometimes, and then no idea what's happening. Very stressful.
She's an enigma, wrapped in a mystery, wrapped in a lot of feathers.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yes, thank you. I've been thinking on that one for a while.
It's very good. Could write a book about all of us once this is over, our adventures.
Well, I've never been much of a prose writer, but, you know, it might be worth it. It's a lot of intellectual... This is a huge intellectual pursuit, what we're doing. The plane jumping, the being forced to plane jump, the travel, even just the creatures. There's very little about this on Fierlor.
That's true, you're right. The amount of planes we've traveled between is bizarre.
And who knows, maybe one day we'll all be famous heroes.
Maybe. Oh, that would be very odd.
I'll settle for being us. Yes?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I do want to go talk to Conrad. Do you want to come with, or do you want to pack for a little bit?
I don't know if a united front helps or intimidates him.
Serious? Oh, what are you rolling?
I rolled a 19. Laura, what would Conrad give off on that front?
Is that a 19 on a D20 or
On
is
an
that an
insight.
insight?
On an insight, yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not sure. It depends on the approach. Fall has noticed that like Conrad doesn't particularly trust people's intentions for reasons of why they want to, especially if they're looking into his well-being.
Yeah.
Fall knows from experience when they first met Conrad was didn't really seem to care very much about people's intentions. Fall was one of the first people that Conrad reached out to try to want to make alliance with and things like that. Before they turned him down. He didn't seem to care for a long time about that. After the temple, he seemed to care a lot about that. He still seems to kind of carry that with him. That said, Conrad is difficult to talk to. Falls many times, but Fall has also gotten through to Conrad quite a lot of times as well. It doesn't seem to make a big difference about whether it's one person or two people. He does not. The one thing that you know, he doesn't react very well if it's the entire group.
Yeah.
But yeah, because for instance, like in Barovia, when Conrad was charmed and Sevia had to dispel the charm on him after he'd walked back with Exley and Beatrice. Both of that was an okay interaction, perhaps from Fall's opinion. That didn't go quite well, and Conrad did open up to them. So yeah. He probably would not be opposed, I guess, is my rambling answer to that one.
No, excellent. Thank you. That is very interesting and helpful. In that case, I think he should be fine with both of us. Maybe gotten through to him before, but it's as long as he can kind of trust where we're coming from, I guess, which is kind of hard to put across. Maybe we need to be honest with him, but then I don't know if he'll believe us. Well, it's worth a try.
It's always worth a try. Well, good. Then we shall go talk to Conrad and see what is up. One thing first, and Sevia takes... what did Beatrice get us for breakfast? Just quickly.
Probably a bunch of different things. There's probably, like traditional sort of like ham, eggs, sausage, then maybe like berries and fruits and a stack of pancakes or something. Just
Okay.
a bunch of stuff.
Sevia takes one single pancake off her plate, puts it on Fall's plate, and then says, "There, I got you breakfast."
Oh, that's so sweet. Here, he will get like 2 like little chunks of sausage and like a bacon rash and put it on her plate like a smiley face. Her plate like a smiley face.
Oh, Fall.
Remember you got that at the at Mordenkainen's mansion.
She looks so intensely emotional in that moment that Fall remembered something about her that was very small and like seemingly inconsequential, and just in full view of the entire inn, she gives them a smooch.
Fall's
But,
probably
with-
like a bit
with the
surprised
ooh
by like
face.
the strength of the reaction, but is like, yes.
Yes.
Kiss.
And then she kind of winces a bit and goes, my lip, sorry, ow.
Oh, sorry. The
We
teeth.
we have to be more careful with the fangs next time. Ow.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Yes, I'll be more careful with that. Do you
No,
need healing?
No, it's fine, darling. It's fine. It is inconsequential.
All right. I do appreciate feedback. Okay. Paul says it and then it's just like, unless it's like terrible, like internally it's like, but yes.
Maybe not in a public place, but I'm sure if you want, I can't even finish this sentence.
Yes, no, that's just quickly eat this.
She just shovels the rest of her breakfast in her mouth, and then probably like still chewing, stands up and holds her hand out to go and talk to Connor.
Yeah, Fall will take her hand and head to Conrad.
Head to the boy.
Yes.
Excellent. His door's probably actually open at this point. He's just carefully laying things back into his suitcase. On his bed.
Sevia's still going to knock on the open door.
Oh, we ready to go already?
No, Fall and I wanted to have a word. Nothing bad.
He's like posture tenses for a moment, then he turns around properly. Okay, what about the strangeness you two were doing before? Saying is probably the better word. Speaking, the strangeness you were speaking.
Yes,
Why are you clutching your throat?
No reason.
No.
Connie kind of like reflexively like touches his throat for a moment. And then tilts his head to one side, like he's taken to doing since previous party member was here. He's like, okay. Well, then what was it you wish to speak of? Plans without Beatrice. She can be nosy, I do know that, so that is apt.
Not plans in. She is very nosy. There's a lot of nose.
True. He like starts to fold up like the really fancy coat that he'd gotten that he was like, I think it was like the previous night before we went to like the or maybe the night before we went to the big library adventure where we fought the Hydra. And he looked very proud of everything, and then he went out to like try and get information. Everyone was like, wow, geez, you don't know how nobles work at all. And since then he just hasn't worn it. It's just been the same kind of white shirt.
I will say too, as if to illustrate the point of like Beatrice being nosy, I imagine we cut back down very briefly they're just a shot of Beatrice watching as like the waves of like mourning customers, mourning patrons just come in and find places around the tavern, and each new one kind of piquing her interest.
Oh, it's really cute to imagine a little bird looking around.
Back to upstairs.
I like that visual a lot.
That was really cute. Well, I know we asked downstairs, but Fall and I were wanting to ask genuinely and in a more open setting. How are you?
Why would you ask this?
You will forgive me, but you were acting rather distant this morning in a way you haven't in a while, and we did not speak much on it yesterday, but, you know, some pretty bad things have occurred in the past few days. And I am worried for you. We are worried for you.
He sounds very still as he's listening to this. Sorry, I'll pause just a moment. But he's like, just got his like hands to his sides, but one of them does like tremor a little bit as he was saying this, and just kind of like just taps his fingers along his side, and then puts another one on his hip as he like tilts his head again to listen as Fall continues to talk. Sorry.
Oh, that's good. Yes, I mean, I know a lot's been going on, and that's very stressful. And I think, I don't know, it seems like we're worried it's been taking a toll on you. You don't seem very happy lately. And I hope you know that that's, I mean, we want you to be happy. You're our friend and you're my brother.
Yes. My apology. Things have not fared me well, I suppose, of late. Or for a while. But I should not, it must be awful boring to continue to have to do this. I remember you have approached me recently, Xavier, and back in Avernus, and then Fall pauses for a moment. In the temple, I do not mean to have you seek me out to ask these things. You should not concern yourselves of them. None of us are doing well, I assume. He kind of like puts his other hand on his hip and then like leans forward a bit and looks for both of you. Although presumably you two are doing better? Yes? He raises an eyebrow. I will also note as well, like, I'm trying to do his dialogue, like, Conrad does slip a lot into, like, just the more awkward form of speech, which he's been doing a lot more lately. But yes, he, like, raises an eyebrow, like, just again, looking between the two of you.
We have been peachy, but
the relationship suits you well, I suppose. He straightens up again.
Well, thank you, but that does not. Our concern for you is not a boredom. It is not a drain. Concern comes from a place of caring. We don't want you to be happier because it's convenient. We want you to be happier because you would be happier.
That's right. I've had a lot of people in the past just get bored with my general state of being, but that's not what I'd be doing with you. I want to either offer any assistance to help with what you're going through, or just to let you know that I care. if you're happy or you're not. It's just...
Regardless of if I'm happy or not. Hmm. He looks like he's like contemplating this a bit. I see. Well, unfortunately, there's not much you can do to help. But that is. It means something that you wish to, I suppose. You haven't heard how to appease a god?
Appease a god.
A god's probably the wrong word.
Sevia's, her eyebrows furrow for a moment and they go back up. And she goes, and she kind of says, well, nothing off the top of my head, but we are heading to the Cobalt Soul.
Yes, maybe there'll be answers there. Maybe things will be quieter there.
If you can, what do they want?
What we all want. Freedom. 'Tis difficult when I do not know how to obtain that myself. 'Tis difficult when we do not know how to get home ourselves, except for some distant goal to stop Arcan. Maybe he will have a thing that will help us, so Mordenkainen says. And he kind of like plops down on the bed and then just gestures at both of them. 'Tis difficult. Only hear many words. Only want action. Don't know how to do it. And then... Well, we all saw Strahd, yes?
Yes. Have you been able to summon Exley since?
Pardon?
Exley, your shadow spawn.
Kara's brow furrows for a moment.
Was I not meant to mention that you named your shadow spawn after our ex-party member?
Who?
The robot with the interesting morals and the mushrooms. Are you giving him the silent treatment now?
This is quite a way to manage your grief, Conrad, or is this a prank? I'm not good at pranks.
Clarification. Yes, clarification. You do vaguely recall an automaton that traveled with you.
Oh, yes. I recall the automaton. Yes, that's right. Mushrooms, you say? I see. Yes. Traveled with them for a time.
Return.
His
No
like
one else
expression
feels that.
zones out for a moment, like just like jolts again. And then just like blinks and looks back at them wide-eyed. Pardon, sorry.
Do you... Do you not remember Exley properly?
I remember the automaton, yes. That was its name, right? What was Exley, was it?
Yes. He was your friend.
Yes, you got it on quite well.
My friend. What friend like you two?
Oh, I hope not. No, I don't think so.
No, you...
And Connor's like looking quite like wide-eyed. and just like completely like he doesn't look completely bewildered, but he looks like he's trying to school that as much as he possibly can. But he's like some of his fingers do kind of like grasp onto the sheet that he's sitting on the bed at the moment. And he does sit up a lot more like tall and straight as you're saying this. He's like, something missing.
Missing?
What were you wished to see if I was well? Yes, that was your meaning of this?
Yes.
Yes, ooh. What's happening there? Your memories are altered? Have you come into contact with any weird magical objects or anything? Did Strahd do this?
I should hope I should know if Strahd has controlled me again. That may have. I do not think so.
This is not control. And Sevia does kind of approach him slowly, hands raised. Not to get close to him, but just to be nearer to him. And she said, "You are not being controlled."
That is a very broad sense of the term. I don't think so. I don't recall anything. I did see Strahd. I have spoken with him. I did see him again.
After the fight.
Yes.
In your dreams.
His like gaze kind of slides down. Yes. You killed me. Through the neck.
Oh. I'm sorry.
It was a dream. Nothing to be sorry about.
Conrad, Is Strahd here on his own? Or is this connected?
I don't know.
Is this anything to do with what you were just saying just now about your gods wishing for freedom?
Kara just like looks between the both of you for a moment, and then just like his eyes are quite wide, but he looks like he's trying to school all of his emotions, and then he just kind of just like sighs long and just flops back on the bed, just takes out another exhale, and is like, yes. Strahd came speak with me. I tried to make deal. He did not listen. He said that he also was under governance, under power, sharing power with the power that I have. But he was shadow, not dead, just banished temporarily, stuck here, stuck to me, although he would not admit it, stuck in presence anyway. They want freedom. They want beyond. They want me to return. Strahd believes he deserves to return. Strahd believes that his failure will continue along, as it always has and as it always will, although he believes he can break the circle. He also believes... He tried to say that they would discard of me if I do not do what they wish. His arrogance is believing that they would make up with... I do not understand why they would put up with him if he has failed so many times, but... It all sounds like a dream.
So these patrons, these deities of some kind, they're tethered to you and to Strahd, and they're taking and giving? Is that what's happening?
I don't know. They've only given, but I hear them always. Since we left the temple. Since we left Barovia.
There might be some kind of... They might be affecting you poorly in some way.
They do create an awful lot of noise.
Is that what happened when you couldn't hear in the battle before?
He's still like lying on the bed, and he just kind of like he's sort of like been winding his hands up to the sides of his head as he just looks up at the ceiling. Yes. They get loud sometimes. I could not do magic until then they spoke, and they are still here, ever present. They need me to find something for them, but I do not know how. I do not know how to get to them where they wish to go. I don't know how to get home myself. I don't know where Strahd falls into that. I think he just wants to take advantage, which makes the most sense.
Kind of person he is. That's an awful situation. If you could be free of them, would you do so?
I don't know.
I guess it's hard to know.
Is that possible? I don't know if it's... The power is what... It might be an early way out of here, but I don't know how to... If they would just discard me. It's not my choice anymore, I think.
Paul kind of looks to Xavier to see what she's thinking about this. It's not their wheelhouse.
She's just been looking at Conrad this whole time. And about how very young he is. And she says, "May I step closer?"
He like tenses for a moment, but he doesn't move. He just keeps looking up at the ceiling. You may.
She walks until she's kind of like at the foot of the bed. And she kind of sits on the end of the bed down near his feet. And she reaches out and just gently puts a hand on like his shin. And she says, "I am not going to condescend to you and tell you that there is always a choice, because we have spoken enough times that I know you do not believe it."
Okay.
But there is help. There are ways to make choices.
What if it's not enough?
Then we try harder.
Who was the automaton?
𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧. He was very big. He had nature magic. Control of spores and poisons was his favorite.
And he could turn into animals too.
And you liked him. You called him 42. He was useful.
If I liked him, why did I remember him?
Because I think you were wrong when you say your gods have not begun to take.
He's just quiet for a little moment longer, but he does have a couple of tears running down his face. Which you
You
can
will
see
note.
from that distance.
You will note that the tears have a slight amber glint to them.
Oh.
They're still very clearly
Yeah.
like clear,
Real
watery,
tears.
Yeah,
real
yeah.
tears, but there's just that slight orange ambery tint to them.
Yeah.
Does a little pat on his shoulder, kind of awkwardly, trying to comfort him. I'm so sorry. I don't know if this would help at all, but I think I can cast remove curse. I don't know if that helps at all with anything to do with deities, but maybe it could lessen the effects. Would you be willing to try?
I would.
Okay. He gets out his book that he bought that's like a dummy's guide to healing magic.
Not the other book. He like takes the book that was inside
Take
it
that
out
one
of
out, put that in the pocket. Just flick through to just get a little refresher on how to cast remove curse. Does it have any? No, it doesn't have any components or anything. So he just kind of like touches his lyre and then the focus necklace Sevia gave him. And then just kind of like pops a hand on Conrad's head to focus. And
Okay.
probably like a light purple light comes out over Conrad and remove curse.
Excellent.
So-
Cora does like sniff a bit. He's trying very hard to like just not cry. It's difficult to do when you stop when you've started.
Yeah.
So, while not common, there are some spells that are beyond the scope of remove curse. However, I will allow an attempt. As you're a charisma caster 4, I need you to roll me a charisma check. As a bard, you get to add half your proficiency bonus, so an additional +2.
Okay.
It is a very high DC, because this is a very difficult thing to remove.
Sevia also has remove curse. Can she be assisting? By way of instructing Fall through what to do and helping if there's any issues?
I will allow it if you also expend a spell, equal spell slot.
I absolutely will. What level is remove curse again?
3rd level.
So, absolutely, I will expend that to help.
Oh, okay.
So that gets full advantage.
I got advantage.
Yes.
So I rolled a 19 +5 for charisma and then +2. 26.
26. That is below the DC.
Yeah.
It is not so far below the DC that you feel that there were any negative repercussions to your meddling. But Conrad, you do not feel any different.
Doesn't feel anything at all.
No.
No effect of the magic. No nothing.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. It felt like it was like the spell was right, but it didn't work. I don't think it got rid of anything.
He has his eyes screwed shut and he just opens them for a moment, just blinks, and then just like scrubs back some more streaks of amber. He's just like, no matter, you tried. And he sits up, again tries to scrub again at his eyes. It just looks quite miserable. It's like, it's fine. I haven't really done a good job before this, have I?
I don't think it's any of it's your fault.
Well, no one wanted me to go around touching coffins to get there. I did. No, I can't. Well, not much to be done, really. Just got to keep going, see if I can get past this, or see how long it goes for. So,
But you are not alone. We can
No,
help
I'm-
you.
You've tried. That's the important thing. He like tries to like awkwardly pat Fall on the shoulder. And slides to sit up or stand up from the bed.
Meanwhile, downstairs, Beatrice, I ask you to roll me a perception check.
$21.
21. Okay. You have a sneaking suspicion that there is something a little bit off about some of the patrons here. Can I get everyone to roll initiative?
What? Okay.
Ooh.
Hello?
$16.
16?
10.
10?
19?
19?
22.
22. Okay. So then, however, I will note that folks are surprised. So in the first round, you will not be able to. Well, those upstairs will be able to act as if nothing is going on. Beatrice, you'll be able to act like the stuff is suspicious around you, but you won't be aware of combat yet. What's that? That is that. This guy is that. They are this guy is Okay. So, yeah, so the thing initiating this surprise is going to get first action with 23 initiative. As I should double check that this happens before I narrate it though. So, oh, not that I needed it. With a certain ability this creature has, but this NPC has, but that's a natural 20.
Oh
as
no.
you feel a short sword stab into your back, Beatrice.
Huzzah!
And I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw on top of that. So, you take 12 points of piercing damage. And
25 for the con save.
that is a success. So you only take half damage on the poison damage, which is 24, 48, 56 plus 31 is 80, 82, I think, so half to 41 poison. As a half green dragon assassin stabs you in the back and gets a second attack too. First turn, advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn, and any hit the assassin scores against the surprise creature is a critical hit. So that is a 19 on the dice. So that's going to be, again, auto crit. And a Constitution saving throw, please. As you take, this time, 13 points of piercing damage.
22 for the con save.
22 for the con save. That is another success. So you only take half, which is 50, 48. $76, if I'm doing my maths correct. Yeah, that seems about right. 76 halved down to 38 poison damage. And that's the assassin's go. And you immediately get your revenge.
Boy, oh boy. This is not fun. What Beatrice is going to do is she's going to shout out to the bar, "Murderers, thieves, assassins!" And then this energy is going to coalesce around her. It starts glowing. All of Beatrice's magic glows this sort of green gold, and this is slightly more visible than usual.
Now, I'm just going to double check what the rules for the surprise condition are, because this might limit what you can do as well. You can definitely shout out like that. So if you're surprised, you can't move or take an action on your first turn of the combat, and you can't take a reaction until that turn ends. member of a group can be surprised even if the other members aren't. But you do get your shout out.
Whoa.
And you're no longer surprised at the end of your turn. Because of the wording on it, I'll allow a bonus if you have a bonus.
So I'm just trying to...
𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 is on deck. Roll me a preemptive perception check to see if you heard Beatrice's shout. Low DC because she's pretty loud, but just to check.
21. 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧's
Okay.
perception's really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. For reference, while we're waiting, Fall and Conrad, can you please roll me the perception checks as well?
Yeah, I got a 17.
17? Yeah,
23.
that's fine. Yeah, that is definitely fine. Okay, Beatrice, have you found a bonus action that you like?
So, as a bonus action, Beatrice is going to cast Spirit Shroud on herself.
Okay.
So, all this sort of green energy starts coalescing around her. And she calls forth spirits of the dead, which flit around her for the spell's duration.
Okay.
It is concentration up to 1 minute.
Yep.
And any
What type?
creature.
Yes.
Yes, so it will
What type
be
of damage are you selecting?
necrotic damage.
Necrotic. Okay.
And any creature that starts its turn within 10 of my choice, that starts within 10 feet of me, has its speed reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Okay. Yeah, so harder to get out of dodge from you.
Yeah.
Very, I'm not stuck in here with you, you're stuck in here with me energy.
Me.
𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧, it is your go. You heard Beatrice's cries from downstairs.
Okay, so from the perspective of all of us upstairs, we're having this very emotional, very tragic conversation. And 𝗖𝗔𝗦𝗧 opens her mouth as if to say something, and there's a look on her face that Conrad has maybe recognized from the library, the big wretched one with the Hydra in it. And she looks as if she goes to say something, and then they hear murderers, thieves, assassins, and then probably the sounds of magic and some kind of screaming as dead spirits begin flying everywhere. I think Beatrice is in trouble. Oh gods. Oh no. Let's go. And she, grabs Fallen Conrad and starts zooming her little body.
Okay, yes.
Yes, honest.
And as we do the little zoomies, this spell is very annoying because I'm so high in initiative. But she's gonna cast Sanctuary on Fall. Almost
Okay.
like she doesn't realize she's doing it. Just as they're running, there would be this fizzle of magic shoot up their arm that feels protective.
Okay.
Which means until Fall makes an attack, casts a spell on an enemy, or deals damage, any creature who goes to attack them must first make a wisdom saving throw. And if they fail, they have to hit someone else.
Okay. All right. Anything else on your turn?
just scooting. Boot,
Yep,
scoot,
okay.
shuffle, baby. Let's go. We got a
Okay.
verb to save.
So now some of the cultists are they are going to make their way to Beatrice. And each of them gets to attack twice. And they have pack tactics, which unfortunately means that they also get advantage on the attack rolls. So 8 advantage attacks against Beatrice. The first
Farewell,
one,
y'all.
the first one, not too great. 16 misses.
Yes.
Second one, also a 16. Third attack. That is gonna be an 18. That one will hit.
That hits.
Fourth one. Yeah, that's an 18 on the dice, so definitely hit. Fifth one. Yep, that'll hit. Sixth one. Yep. Seventh one. Yep. And eighth one. Yes. Yes, 19 is the total. So 6 hit. And each of those also benefit from their ability of fanatical advantage. So, oh, not all of them. 3 of them benefit from fanatical advantage, which is kind of like a mini sneak attack that these guys have. So it's once per turn. So first guy completely whiffs it, misses both of his attacks with the scimitar. Second guy does 13 points of slashing damage on the first hit and 13, 14, 15, 16, sorry, I forgot to add the +3. 16, and then an additional 4, so 20 from the first one that hits. Second one that hits is gonna do a total of 6, 12, 17, 27 points of damage.
Beatrice is looking very, very shaky.
And the third one, 3 hit points. So, third one, the first attack is gonna do 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points of damage. Which I believe will be you downed.
Very much so.
And so that last attack does 2 automatic failed death saving throws as a melee attack while you're unconscious. This guy's just gonna watch on, waiting for you guys. Then Conrad, it is your go.
Okay, so Conrad is scooting. He probably was upset. He's stood up and then just turned heel to get. So we're on the second floor.
Yes.
Beatrice down there, running with the other 2.
With a bonus action dash, you could get down there, and at the very least within throwing dagger range.
There's the sort of way I could get down there. Would that take up my whole action though?
What is the other way you can get down there?
A jump.
I'd allow that with a movement. You're gonna take some damage, but you can mitigate it with an athletics check.
Yeah. So he's going to bonus action form of dread. So while Sevia is dragging the two of them along, the Conrad and Fall along, who in a sense, Fall is very fast. Conrad is vaulting along for like a second. He's been very despondent for quite some time. He's been registering things a lot more slowly for weeks now. For a week now. I keep forgetting how short the time period is. But he he's quickly doing the thing that he used to do at the start of the adventure, where he pinpoints certain points around the area and he looks around. He is making quick calculations about what he should do, what he could do. He looks down and sees Beatrice completely surrounded and collapsing basically by this point. And so he breaks away from both Fall and Sevia and jumps over the balcony.
Okay.
And I also said it earlier, bonus action form of dread. So you two near him will just feel like he doesn't do maybe some other podcast might do. He doesn't elongate or anything, but you can just feel like his bones kind of crack a bit, and then the amber tears that you saw just stream down his face as his eyes completely cloud over into that amber shape, and shadows gather around him as he jumps.
Okay. So roll me your temporary hit points, roll me your athletics check. And as you are getting
16 temporary hit points.
Yep.
Hang on.
As you're getting your athletics check, I will tell you, because of Conrad's assessing the scenario down there, there is the what appears to be half human, half green dragon assassins. So they are humanoid with very draconic features, but not to the extent they don't look like a dragonborn.
Yeah.
There is another creature down there that is a dragonborn that seems to be the one that's kind of in charge. And then there are the 4 cultists. So the 4 cultists are just human looking, and so they and the half green dragon assassin are surrounding Beatrice. The dragonborn is just watching on.
Okay, well, we can't reach that the dragonborn watching, but he would like to, if he can, land on one of them that's next to Beatrice.
Roll me an athletics check.
Yep, alrighty. Okay, so it's +7. Okay, so that is a 24.
24. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a choice then.
Okay.
You can either... actually, I'm going to allow you to land on someone. On one of the cultists.
Excellent.
So, the choice that you have is, are you leaping to mitigate damage, or are you leaping to do as much damage to this person you're landing on as possible? Because both of you are going to take the same amount of damage. So are you prioritizing your safety or his harm?
We know what Conrad chooses. It's his harm.
Okay, so you are taking then 2d6 of bludgeoning damage, as is the cultist, as opposed to only 1d6.
That's fine.
And I rolled a 1 and a 2. So you both take
that's all right.
3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Doesn't even harm him. The shadows eat it up.
Yeah. So you land on one of the cultists, and there's a bit of fumbling, but you've done some damage to him.
And can I attack?
Yes.
Excellent. I haven't. Keep forgetting to utilize the bonus action. That's fine. So it's just a regular rapier, but he will stab that down into the cultist that he landed on. So that's a 19 to hit for the first attack.
19 to hit. Okay. So this was. Sorry, was this regular cultist or the assassin?
The one that. So did I land on the regular cultist or the assassin?
Yeah, it would have been a regular cultist.
Yeah. Yeah,
So the-
regular cultists, because I'm near the assassin as well.
Yep.
Yep.
You're near the assassin as well. They're all kind of crowded around Beatrice's limp body.
Okay,
So I
yeah, no.
imagine
He
it's
lands
probably like
Yeah.
weirdly still in her chair.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
face in the table. Like face in the remains of her breakfast.
Yeah, he was able to assess the general gist of this. So he is, vaulted over the balcony, landed on one of the cultists to kind of break his fall, but also just thrown his entire body into them. And then he turns around and stabs into the assassin with his flame tongue rapier, which sadly not flaming yet, but that's fine. So yes. Did I say how much what I hit it for?
I think you
It was
did.
19, I think.
19,
Does it hit?
Yes. That hits.
Cool. Excellent. So that's 6 plus I didn't pre-roll this, sorry. So 13 points of damage. Now Beatrice is unconscious, so she's not technically my ally right now, is she?
No. You need
No.
it needs to be a
That's
conscious
fine.
ally. She is your
That's all
ally,
right.
but it needs to be a conscious
Yeah,
ally to be
That's all
threatening.
good. Second attack is like a 29 to hit, so yes.
Yes, that'll hit.
That's gonna hit. That's another D8. So cool, an 8. So 16 points of damage.
Sorry, what was the first attack again? I was checking something and
13, I believe. So
13. So 16 and 13.
29 points of damage altogether, I believe.
Okay.
And
Not
that's the
too
end of his
bad.
turn as he scrambles. As he sitting on.
The assassin kind of growls at you. You've meddled with us for the last time.
This will be your last time if you continue on with this.
And as you say that, you hear a roar from outside with a slight crackling to it. As a young blue dragon shoulders its way through the door. I'm gonna say it does need to attack at the doorway in order to get in. It manages to do that, but that is its action for the turn. But yeah, so there is a young blue dragon in the kind of destroyed doorway. Paul, it's your go.
Cool. Well, Fall is going to see Conrad do this jumping maneuver and be like, yeah, that's the best thing to do, absolutely, and just follow suit. And he's very good at jumping and landing well, so he probably wouldn't take any damage, because only if it was more than 45 damage would he take any.
Yeah, which is not possible at this height. It has to be really high for your slow fall not to kick in.
Yeah. So he doesn't try to land on a person because he doesn't want to take damage. So he just does a really good tuck and roll to minimize it all.
Now we just need to keep in mind that is your reaction though, to use slow fall. So you won't be able to benefit from an attack of opportunity between now and your next turn. But you don't take any damage.
Can I take the damage instead?
You can.
It's a bit metagamey, but he will want to have his reactions free.
Okay.
Cool, he's got plans, so
Do
roll that damage.
you want to do what Conrad did and land on someone?
Nah, I think he'd still try to go for a clear
So roll me, I'll allow you, because you're a monk, to roll either athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, I will roll acrobatics for the tuck and roll. Oh, I rolled really low, but I got a dirty 20.
Okay, that is enough to safely land.
Excellent.
You would still take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, cool. And then he's gonna just whip around the room and sights lock on Beatrice, who you heard make the scream before. Yeah, notice that she's just face down, seemingly unconscious, so he's gonna run right for her and grab a hand on her shoulder and cast a 3rd level Cure Wounds.
Okay.
So that heals her for 19 health.
Not too bad.
And then as a bonus action, he's just gonna say, come on, Beatrice, get up, you can hang in there. You got this. And I rolled really bad. Heal her for another 6 health.
Yes, with what's it called? Divine Restoration.
Yeah, that's right.
What was it? Another 6?
Yeah, another 6 health.
All right.
That's right. So she's on her feet, and then he's just going to kind of stand there in guard position, preparing to keep anyone away from her.
I will say, Beatrice, because you were killed in a seat, you aren't prone. You are seated. You aren't prone. All right. It is
first mistake.
Yes, it is the assassin's go. The assassin, noting, the assassin's going to be very, very annoyed at what you've just done for, and what Conrad's done to an extent, and isn't too concerned about collateral. So he's going to roll. He's going to use his necrotic breath. So I need the 3 of you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Counter spell?
That is not a spell.
Not a spell?
No.
Cool.
Paul got a nat 1, so that's a 4.
Oof.
You do get a +5 for being within like 10 feet.
Oh, thanks, that's a 9.
That's unfortunately not enough.
What was it again?
Wisdom save.
Wisdom.
For some reason. Because it's got a secondary effect that is wisdom based. Okay.
But I'm gonna find out in a moment.
24.
Yeah. 24 is enough. What do they get? And Conrad?
15.
15. Okay. So that actually is the DC exactly. So you succeed. Oh no, I was somehow looking at the wrong stat block. I was looking at the leader's stat blocks somehow. Switch that for a con save. So same rolls, but change
That's
the
the
modifier.
same. It's exactly the same for full.
Yep.
It's 2 more for Conrad.
26.
Yeah. So same results anyway. And 2 of the cultists. Actually, it'd be 3 of the cultists have to save. 1 succeeds, 1 fails, 1 succeeds. So, all right. So those that succeeded, or let's keep it simple. Those that failed, so Fall and 1 of the cultists, take the full 27 points of poison damage. So 1 of the cultists is taken out with this poison breath. You don't have anything regarding poison, do you, Fall?
No, I don't.
No. And then Beatrice, Conrad, and the 2 cultists who succeeded their saves take 13 points of poison damage, which is actually enough to take out the one that you landed on, Conrad.
Hey.
Excellent. As the shadows drift away from him and his eyes clear again.
Yeah. All right. That is his go. Beatrice, is your go.
So, Beatrice has gone down. She's woken up, sat straight up. This asshole is still behind her. So once again, this green glow sort of comes upon her.
Mm-hmm.
And she, through the wound on her back, with a sword, I'm assuming the sword is still stabbed into her.
Yeah.
Up through the sword, come 3 blasts of energy from Eldritch Blast.
Nice.
All at the one asshole.
Yeah. At the main assassin. The first one in that 20.
2. I rolled all
2
3
nat
at
20s.
once. 2 nat 20s and 115.
Oh wow.
Beatrice is
2 30s
angry
to
like
hit and
soul.
125 to hit.
So what was the non-nat 20?
15.
15.
And I've got a
That's
plus
just
10.
Yeah, 15. So 25 is the lowest of the 3 to hits.
Yep.
All 3 hits.
So
Um,
that ends up being it's 1d10 for each beam, so that's 3d10.
so plus 20 plus your spell casting modifier times 3. So 15. So 3d10s plus 35 is the grand total with the 2 crits.
Oh, and that's max. That's max on one of them. 10, 17. $25 on the roll.
25, so that's 60 damage
Yeah.
from the 3. And they absolutely, like, destroy the assassin. He is just pelted with this arcane force. And... Alright.
At that, Beatrice stands up and just says, "We need to go," and just whips a dagger out at one of the guys that's left.
What
many
action are you doing that with? What
A
action
dagger.
are you doing? No, what action are you doing that with? You've used your action for Eldritch Blast and your bonus action for
Oh,
your
have I?
spell. Yes.
Just to look cool.
You put your
Cool.
spell back up. Yeah. All right, and that's where we're going to leave it for this week because this has run a little long.
Oh boy.
We'll
See
pick
you
back
next
up.
week, everyone.
We'll pick back up of
Shit.
Sevia's go at the top of next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Hi, thanks for listening.
Bye.